Hey everybody, it's me, Mario. Yeah, you get the joke, do ya? This is me, Chris Pratt, doing the Mario voice. That's how different it is. Mario movie's out.
It is out, doing well. We'll talk about it.
Doing real well.
We're going to talk about
I've
it.
heard good things, which is weird. But you want to know the best part about the movie? Was a tweet I saw from IGN.
What is it?
It's Bowser's song, Peaches.
Okay.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Yeah, Peaches.
That's all it is?
Basically, it's just Jack Black singing about his love for Princess Peach.
Jack Black. How you
Lasts
get
for like
behind
a minute, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I have the tweet. I'll show it to you later.
that? Jack Black. Did we ever... We never looked up Jack Black and Lizzo and Mandalorian.
We did.
We did.
Yes.
Okay.
After you brought it up, I looked it up right afterwards, and I
Okay.
was like, yeah, that looks like something out of Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. Gamers Do Podcast.
Hey, welcome to it.
Your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
Speaking of things piquing our interest, I feel like it's probably a shoot yourself in your foot scenario to mention another podcast so early into your own podcast. But podcasts, the name of the podcast I've started watching clips from, and I now am just like invested, is called Podcast But Outside. Just check it out on YouTube or Spotify or wherever else they put their stuff out, because I found their Twitter account started getting suggested to me, and their clips were hysterical, and then Matt and I were just watching stuff downstairs, losing our mind. So
Pretty funny. Entertaining, one might say. But if you needed to entertain yourself, what you could do is you could go and get a nice bite to eat, sit outside, and enjoy the nice weather. If you have nice weather where you are, maybe if you don't have nice weather, what you could do is buy a new video game and sit inside and play it.
I was wondering if I was going to let you see how many
Jumps.
potential combinations you could come up with.
Yeah.
If your ice fishing is done for the day, and
Well, I went to one and then I bailed because I realized that if I did more than one, then it's a dangerous.
yeah, there's no
It's
buzz.
a
On
dangerous
this.
situation where we just keep going.
There's no buzz on this show. I will let you keep going until I deem it comedically funny to stop you. You might be at 30 scenarios.
Well, then you get involved, and then that's it.
Oh, yeah, the podcast is over. Podcast is already over because I've already derailed the new releases, like number 1, Caliber for the PC. Number 2, Ghostwire Tokyo made its way to Series X. Number 3, Murderous Muses for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 4, Rusted Moss for the PC. Which I kind of like that.
I like that too. It sounds like it'd be good, like, I don't know,
It's
band name or something. I don't know.
oh yeah. I'm gonna go see Rusted Moss tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But
an
they're like
alternative
a-
rock band or something.
Either
or-
that or I was thinking like steampunk classical.
just some weird genre.
Yeah. Just something that's medieval lo-fi, something weird.
Bluegrass.
Actual genre.
Electronic bluegrass.
Electronic bluegrass, and they still bring in the washboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Number 5, Wild Frost for the PC and Switch. Number 6, Cannon Dancer for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 7, Dogfight for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. No Mike Vick joke. Okay, we move on to number 8, A Night in the Attic for PC VR. Number 9, Hunt the Night for PC. Just like the night as a concept, or
I don't know.
number 10, Kill It With Fire VR. Number 11, Shardpunk Verminfall for the PC. Number 12, Total War Warhammer 3, Forge of the Chaos Dwarves.
It's got a lot going on.
Also, Forge of the Chaos Dwarves. What a legendary title for that.
That is good.
Number 13, Trinity Fusion for the PC. Number 14, the Voo Dolls for the PC. Number 15, D Exit for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 16, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, bad title, for the PC, PlayStation, and Switch. And number 17, Ultra Pixel Survive for the PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch.
So Ghostwire Tokyo hit Game Pass.
It did. Game Pass.
Got a lot of story stuff up front. So I heard. From a coworker. There's a lot of cutscenes in the beginning. That's all I got.
All right.
Cutscenes, you know?
It's not surprising, though.
Yeah.
I mean, does it really surprise you? Let's go swear Tokyo.
I have no frame of reference for what that game actually turned into.
That's true. I only remember what's her name coming out on stage and being like, I got the game. And then she left before it was even close to done. So.
Yep. And then they were like, and then there was the stories about them like totally
gutting it,
rebuilding
it.
Mm-hmm.
And the first trailer I saw, I remember going, this doesn't look good. And I don't know what it looks like. But hey, it's here. I think Dewey was playing it.
Yeah. I think so. He platinumed a bit, I think.
At some point, Dewey, there's a third chair in this podcast once we figure out how to plug another mic in.
Never done that before. Don't know how to do it now.
me turning around and staring at my third mic going, I don't know what you're doing.
Third mic, what's that?
It's like my third leg.
Don't have that either. What do you feel?
I barely have two working ones. I'm feeling evens.
Mainly
because
Steven.
I need to look something up before I forget about it.
Oh, that'll work nicely. Step on the old landmine that I've planted.
Oh, damn it.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie has broken box office records on its opening weekend, generating $204.6 million in the U.S. and $377 million globally. In the U.S., the Super Mario Bros. Movie became the highest-grossing debut of 2023, taking out Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's also Illumination's highest-grossing debut in the U.S., taking over 2015's Minions. It also beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2 as the highest-grossing debut for a game adaptation domestically. The Mario film also became the biggest opening of 2023 globally, and the biggest video game adaptation opening of all time. The previous record was held by, do you know?
Ooh.
All-time video game adaptation debut.
Debut?
Yes. Like, of it being a...
Mortal Kombat.
No.
Oh. Street Fighter.
No.
Tomb Raider.
I'll tell you when it came out. 2016.
Lego.
Nope. Warcraft.
Interesting.
I also said that when I read it.
Critical failure.
Some would say, but it made 210 million.
Commercially, it can be a success.
I guess, you know, in 2016, 210 million was not a lot.
No.
Because we're post-pandemic now. Everything's different. With movies, at least. And taste buds and contact with people and
dating.
Prices of things and dating and
podcasts
and ordering medicine online and
or pizza
prices. Pizza prices. Wow. Anyways,
there you want to talk about a difference from 2016.
As a frame of reference, Variety noted that the Super Mario Bros. Movie cost Nintendo, Illumination, and Universal around $100 million to make. So they've already made their money back, and then a lot. I want to go on record and say I'm morally opposed to the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Morally opposed?
Morally opposed.
Why are you morally opposed?
I feel like it's insulting
to
that Chris Pratt was cast as Mario, and I hate Nintendo. And that's
fair enough.
You know what? I didn't say it made sense. All right? I'm not saying that my opinion makes sense. I'm saying it's my opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
I have to.
And they're full of shit.
Wow.
What's up?
Just calm down.
I'm just fired up.
Once he gets like this, I can't contain him.
Are you going to go see it? When's the last time you saw a movie?
Ooh, in theaters?
Yes.
Legally?
It's got to be a Star Wars movie, right?
Oh, no, it actually isn't. Oh, wait. Yes? 9?
I think mine was Star Wars.
It was either Episode 9 or Endgame. Which came first?
I don't know.
I think Endgame came out, and then Episode 9 was the last one we watched. Because Episode 9 I was leaving my current job for. Endgame I watched. You were still at Target for Endgame. because I remember I popped in afterwards and talked to you about it really quick because I watched it. You happened to watch it on Thursday when I was also off and we didn't know, and then I watched Endgame on Friday alone in the theater. We both went to the theaters alone a week after it came out to get it done.
Yep.
Which makes me think that definitely episode 9 was the last time I went because we were always going to them.
Yep. Well, so you're not going to go see this in theaters, I'm assuming.
No, you'd have a better chance of me getting to see John Wick in theater than this.
John Wick Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. Or 1.
What?
Huh? Number 2.
You know what is going to be in theaters? Return of the Jedi.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of things I could say.
That I might make a special.
The journey to Mecca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say Mecca. I'm avoiding it, so maybe a journey to,
You're avoiding Mecca or Star Wars?
I avoid
the
theaters
movies?
generally.
Oh, gotcha.
Any place where there could be people, I try to avoid.
You and I are a lot like that. A lot alike in that same sentence. But I'm slowly finding it to be a detriment to me.
Oh yeah,
But
100%.
not like in a truly bad way, because I prefer no one.
Yeah.
But for reasons outside of human control.
Yeah. Okay.
The moment that we were at the Yankee game,
Uh-huh.
there were the moments as we're walking to our seats and both of us just going, God fucking damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why'd it have to be good weather?
Yeah. Those baseball salutes.
And it's that season. The weather's warm.
The weather's warm.
And
The
I have a
weather-
problem.
We all have problems.
That's true. I got a lot of them, though. Number 2, Media Molecule has announced that live service support for Dreams will be discontinued on September 1st. No more dreaming. The studio attributed the move to it focusing on a new game project. Dreams was released back in 2020. Wow. For the PlayStation 4 console. It was really 2020?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
It was before pandemic.
No.
It had to be before.
I mean, yeah, 2020 was. Is it?
March of 2020 is when everything shut down. It had to be before that. Right? Right?
I'll double check.
Okay. Users can continue purchasing the title, play, and share their work after content updates have ended. Additionally, the game maker announced details regarding the Dreams server migration. Among those changes, an online 5GB storage limit will be implemented for users on the server migration date. The studio has confirmed that its next title will not be a Dreams IP.
It technically, I guess, was before pandemic.
Was it a beta into a full release type of thing?
It came out February 2020.
Wow. Yeah. A month before. Okay, yeah. No, look,
Counts.
It counts as before pandemic, but like, I didn't think anything came out before March, really. 'Cause, like, I was at PAX and didn't remember anything, but most people had already backed out. So
the beta ran from December 2018 to February 10th, 2019. And then it was in early access. This is why.
I'm confused. Yeah, so its true release was in February.
Yeah. Early
but
access was April 2019.
Yeah, it had been running for a while by that point. Yeah. Okay. That's why I have the mistake.
And then it was officially released on Valentine's Day in 2020.
That's right. I remember that happening and me laughing. Because Valentine's Day releases are always hysterical to me. Movies or otherwise.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anyway. No more dreams.
No more dreams.
Only only nightmares.
Dreams kind of. Just no live support. So like, it's there if you're really into dreams, which there's 4 of you.
That's true. Those 4 people are going to be pissed.
Speaking of pissed people, ZeniMax is seeking a resolution in which an artist's work was seemingly used as a skin in The Elder Scrolls Online without their permission. As reported by PC Gamer, artist Raylan Davath.
I'm believing in you wholeheartedly.
Whatever, bro. You gotta
Commit.
Raylan Davath took to social media to say that their art from 2020 was used for the RPG's purchasable Mercy Mother's body art.
Mercy Mothers?
Mercy Mother's body art. He noted that all rights to the likeness of their work belonged to ZeniMax. However, using it without notifying them was, quote, not very nice, end quote. A day following, ZeniMax said on Twitter, quote, we are aware of the situation with the ESO fan artists. It was never our intention to include any community fan art without proper credit. We are in contact with the artists and will work with them to make sure that there's a proper resolution, end quote.
This is like the third time this has happened.
Yeah.
Recently.
I'm starting to think
Ooh, go for it.
that some of this DLT.
Yeah.
Don't know what
yeah,
that is.
Yeah, and DMT.
BLT.
Ooh, a little bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Yeah.
What about a club sandwich? You know what I mean? Nobody makes.
I almost bought a club sandwich the other day.
Yeah, but nobody makes a club sandwich. You can't have a turkey club. You know what I mean? Sorry. Turkey, chicken, lettuce under bacon.
That's a good point.
How does that work?
What was I talking about?
That you saw the other day with this DLT.
I'm starting to think that a lot of this like bullshit DLC that like the skin packs and all that are
fan art,
not well, yes,
monetized fan art.
But I'm getting the sense that they're created like they are generated, like either AI generated or some sort of automated thing where like there's not a person who's doing it.
And because that would potentially make sense, because if they are AI generated, they were trained on something, and if they're scouring the internet finding images on whatever site, then that would make sense of where he yanked it from. It wouldn't surprise me that there's not a little bit of that.
You think that there'd be a procedure where they're like, all right, take anything that we're gonna put out and just do a reverse image search.
But also it's the same way that like humans will look at all of that stuff anyway. And be like inspired by it, and then draw something, and you'd be like, "That's real close to this." But if the person reviewing it has no idea what that frame of reference is, then they can quote get away with it until all of a sudden everybody goes,
It could be inadvertent too, because like you might
could also be
you might see something, and then you're tasked to do something, design this, and then you're thinking that it's original, but really you're just like kind of remembering.
That happens a lot with me in comedy.
Yeah, there might be that might be called something.
There are definite times. I don't think it's happened recently because I haven't watched. I used to watch stand up so much, like it was my background noise, and I knew people's like full routines. But then there would be every now and then where like I might say something and someone's like, "Where's that from?" And I'm like, I can't recall. I don't think it's from anywhere, and I couldn't place it with like one of the 4 artists that I really listened to, a Tosh, a Pete Holmes, a Mitch Hedberg, or whoever, where I couldn't like, I knew their entire John Mulaney. I know their routines. So when I say one of their jokes, I'm like, yeah, it's a John Mulaney joke, obviously. Haha, you get the reference, John, it's funny. But like, there'd be times where I would say something. I can't remember. I think it was Jeff, my buddy Jeff. My name's Jeff, and I made a quip in the car at one point. Him and I used to always be together, play volleyball and whatever. Trivia. We were trivia partners, trivia winners, serial trivia winners. And not to just throw that in. But I remember making a joke and he'd be like, "Where's that from?" And I was like, "I don't think it's from anywhere. I'm pretty sure I just thought of it." And he's like, "No, it's definitely from somewhere." And I'm like, "But I don't know where." And I can't help you find it.
There's probably a term for that. Someone smarter than me will know what it is. There's a lot of people smarter than me, so
yeah. But are they going to waste their time doing this?
No, absolutely not. They're smarter than me.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yeah. So somebody smarter than you won't figure it out.
Yep.
Somebody dumber than you might.
Ooh, we're into some serious philosophy here.
Because when you really think about it, man, there's like a ceiling. Let's talk about number 4. The group of consumers attempting to block Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard has amended and once again filed their lawsuit against the Xbox firm. The 73 pages lawsuit now contains redacted information the plaintiffs say comes from Microsoft's internal documents, such as a strategy memo. Lawyers representing the group have served subpoenas for more information to Activision, Nintendo of America, Sony, and more.
What the fuck are these people doing?
Wasting everybody's time?
That was the landmine, by the way, because it was the Activision Blizzard thing.
Okay.
So
That wasn't as bad as they've been recently.
yeah, I just was like, I thought I was going to be able to get away with a week with not having anything in there.
Yeah, and there's a substantial thing.
And then there was a thing, and then also like the news was kind of weak as per usual. So I was like, fuck.
It's funny that it's a group of consumers. I would love to be like, hey,
Yeah.
does the group of
Consumers.
does the group of consumers play video games and or own stock in any of these other companies?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they're trying to.
Microsoft's lawyers are staring down all of them, going,
Oh, I shortened this. There was
I
a
have
lot.
your records.
There was a lot of good quotes from Microsoft on this.
I'm sure
case.
At this point, they're just pissing good quotes.
They are. They're just
Can you
like,
do that? Can you piss good quotes?
sure, you can piss anything. Think about that one.
I don't want to.
Let it simmer.
No.
Let that piss simmer.
Stop that.
Get weird.
It's not even weird. It's just painful.
Your piss is painful?
If it's simmering,
Did you damage your urethra?
I'm not logic.
Breaking dicks. All right, number 5. You're gonna love this one. Buckle up.
You gonna guarantee it?
Guarantee it.
Like the guy from Men's Warehouse?
No.
You're gonna look good.
You can look good, guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
Suits.
Expensive fucking things.
Yeah, but they're not like there's no good suits anymore. Unless you spend like
all right, if we want to have this conversation, here's the kick with no good suits, right? There are no good suits anymore. I agree with you. But here's the other part. Suits are a fucking waste of time to begin with. Because you and I, when are we gonna wear them more than once?
not often.
Exactly. Do I look like a trust fund baby in an accounting firm in New York City?
That's fair. That's what you know what the trick is. You don't get a suit, you get a good blazer.
You know what the double joke is? That's the smart solution. The other joke, work from home. Rent your suit.
Coming over here with a big brand. Hey, maybe you want to look nice. You know, you just put
Just
the
sitting at
blazer
your
on.
desk.
Well, I'm saying like outside of work. You know, you're gonna go out. You're like, I'm gonna meet some ladies.
If you
tonight.
went out where we live, in that, if you were walking down Varick, like popping into Lucan's looking like that,
be surrounded by,
you'd
people.
either be surrounded by people.
They'd be like, oh my god, who's this guy?
Who the fuck's the dude in the suit? The first thing I hear.
Next time we go out, I'm gonna wear it.
You're gonna wear a full 3-piece?
I'm gonna wear a blazer.
Just a blazer? Oh,
Just a blazer.
I think a blazer you can get away with.
That's what I'm saying.
But I
Just
think
get a blazer.
I think a blazer you get away with if you go to a nice enough place.
Nah, full blazer.
Like you remember when we were in Boston, we went to Copper Top?
Yeah.
And
Fit right in.
Yeah, we were all in hoodies and jeans.
It fit right in. They're like, oh, this guy, he's a fucking accountant or something.
And the two dudes with, I think it was just
how much money you making, bro?
Yeah, I think what was it? Two dudes with their girlfriends or wives or whatever showed up, and they're both in blazers and dress shirts, and they're like, What do you mean these guys can get in?
we're looking like just straight gamers. Like
we're like, hey, why don't you two losers get out of here? This is our place.
Yeah. So funny. Oh, that was so funny.
It really was. I have moments where I think back to that every now and then. And I'm like,
that felt good.
Man, those dudes were fucking confused because I'm pretty sure they didn't have a backup plan.
No.
I think they walked the block thinking it was only going to be like an hour.
Yeah, that was funny. All right. There are now 3.7 billion game consumers around the world, according to DFC Intelligence's Global Game Consumer Market Overview. That would mean the gaming audience is rapidly approaching half the world's population, but DFC noted a significant difference between people who play games and people who comprise the bulk of the industry's business. The firm said, quote, "The reality is the overall number of video game consumers is fairly meaningless and mainly used for grabbing headlines. The actual core consumer base is only about 10% of the 3.7 billion. which is still a lot of people.
But I also appreciate that quote.
Oh yeah, I threw it in there because I'm like, Nate's gonna love
That is a very me quote. The overall number of video game consumers is fairly meaningless.
Yeah.
Exactly. And mainly used for grabbing headlines. Exactly.
And then they're like, we fucking got you, didn't we?
I'm like, oh, you couldn't tell me anything more than like X amount of people attended this movie. And you want to know what? It means nothing. And I'm like,
all right, let's go here. 3. What? I'm becoming
the worst possible
I'm
scenario.
becoming disillusioned with that iPhone.
Oh, I was gonna say the worst possible scenario you're about to say is you're becoming like me.
My iPhone calculator
Ooh, interesting.
can't do billions.
Oh, that's interesting. You know what's funny about that?
What?
That's to prevent you from seeing how much money they have in the background.
I mean, I think if we added another 0 to that, we would be
Close?
We wouldn't be actually. We'd have
No.
to add. We'd have to add two more zeros,
Yeah.
3 more zeros, 3 more zeros.
And that's just in raw cash.
Yep. You
Um,
fucking.
Which is worse when you think about it.
What is?
I need to amend my statement.
Okay, amending.
It's not the comparison is not how many people attended a movie. The
Mm-hmm.
comparison is how many moviegoers there are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
Relative to a specific movie means something more.
Yeah.
But you're just going to tell me that, oh, there's 5 million or 5 billion, whatever the number is, moviegoers in the world. I'll be like, yeah, okay. So what? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who the fuck cares?
If you said specifically 10% of the population played Call of Duty, the population of the world,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, excuse me? That's a massive number. And then I'd have to do calculus.
So, how many? There's 8.5 billion people in the world.
And ever going. Moving right up.
So we're almost, they're saying almost half the population. So
Plays video games.
is playing games. And if 10% of that is the core consumer base, then about 5%, is that how that works? Is that how math works? Then 5% of the population?
No.
Half. Then 10% of half. It's like 2.5%, something like that.
You're closer, but I think it's even less.
I can't check. My fucking phone can't do billions.
I mean,
I was going to do the math.
I don't want to like blow your mind really quick, but like you could just
Don't even say it. Because I thought about it,
number 6.
but it just annoys me that I can't just do it.
Oh, let's talk about number 6 and the president of Microsoft, Brad Smith.
What a generic fucking name.
You would be the president of Microsoft, you know what I mean?
It's such a Microsoft president name. Brad Smith.
Has claimed that his company has identified Russian intelligence and military groups trying to spread information via games communities. Quote, for the last several months, our digital threat analysis team has been identifying efforts by the Russians to basically penetrate gaming communities. And we've been advising governments about this. It's the Wagner Group, it's Russian intelligence, and they're using this as a place to get information into circulation, unquote. Smith added that he believes this is, quote, not the number one thing we should worry about because such groups are gonna publish information somewhere, unquote.
Can we stop for a sec? Can you imagine being on Microsoft's digital threat analysis team?
Can you let's take this scenario a little bit further. You're on that team.
Yes.
You're sitting there like sliding normal just like racism and weird threat complaints coming across your screen and like banning people's Xbox accounts and whatever.
Yeah.
And Outlook emails and just kind of like looking at everything and you're like, yeah, man. And then Frank shows up. It's always Frank. Frank shows up at your desk and he's like, hey, can you look at something real quick? Like, I need a second set of eyes just to verify.
And you're like,
what
God damn it, Frank, I needed one fucking day. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's done this before. This is like Boy Who Cried Wolf. Like the 6th time he showed up at your desk and he's like, listen, just one more time. A lot of weird traffic. I just need you to look at something. And you're like, all right, fine. But like, this is the last time. I'm not doing it for the rest of the month.
Come on, Frank. Not everyone's a goddamn pedophile.
Yeah, like I'm not doing it for the rest of the month. You can ask me again when May starts. And so you go over to his desk and you see that he has a folder called Russian intelligence. And you just go,
Son of a bitch, Frank.
Frank, what's the folder? And he goes, what I wanted to show you. And he opens it, and it is just a 10,000 page dossier of Russian intelligence, like lines and links back to the Russian intelligence group. And you just got to go, I don't even know what the fuck we do with this information. I don't know. Run it up the chain, I guess. But do we tell Phil? Who do we call? And somehow it reached Brad Smith, to which everybody belowhand went, in no fucking way the king of this whole place became Brad Smith.
Oh my!
And then Brad Smith is clearly sitting at his desk, executive suite, only a desk, no chairs. He doesn't like people sitting down. He likes them all to stand at attention.
Oh yeah, that's a power thing.
And Brad Smith is sitting there and sees this email come up that says possible Russian intelligence. And he just has to go, what the fuck is this? Now he has the info of going, who the fuck do I even tell?
Does anyone even care? Do people care about this?
Yeah, then I picture like 6 different phone calls happening where he has to tell like a barista at Starbucks, the sandwich maker at Subway, on campus. And he's just like, I don't really know. I guess I call the White House? Like, hey, Biden, listen. Inside of Minecraft, there's a lot of redstone messages going out about a red current. I don't know what to do about it.
Did you see the did you see the thing about the documents that got leaked, classified documents that got leaked? And then
you want to know what the best part about that whole thing was? Go ahead.
Just the Minecraft Discord channel that it was leaked into.
Oh yeah.
All right, but
There's
no,
that.
go ahead.
The best part about that was the week before when it's like, is running for re-election. Can we stop having old fucks that can't keep secret documents in places where secret documents should be kept?
Well, that's everyone in the entire.
Yeah, I know.
That's the funny part is all these people.
I mean, we're not a political podcast.
We're
but
not.
If we're going to get into one. I only want to keep the filibuster.
Left, right, center, up, down. I don't give a fuck. All right, all these old fucks, all of them, every single one of them. The purple ones, the green ones, the red ones, the blue ones.
Some of them turn purple.
Some of them are turning purple and turning black, which means they're rotting. All right, we got to throw them out. Anyways. They don't even remember to take their medicine half the time.
Did you see there was I saw a tweet, so it's it's the tweeter, so 50-50 on reality. Accuracy, reality, however you want to think about it. I also said I was going to sit up during this podcast. I lied to myself. That there was some, I can't remember, Missouri maybe. I think it was a senator was talking to a group of children. They had to have been in like elementary or something. And it was a still shot. It was 2 still shots. It was like her talking to them, and then either her like in Congress or somewhere else. And it basically, the quote was captioned as saying, I've been doing this for a long time. I know what I'm doing, to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out that she's 89 and has essentially been on medical leave for like the last 2 months, so they can't pass anything because all Democrats need to be in the House.
Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah. And she's literally can't be there because of health. And it's like maybe not elect people that are unhealthy into.
Yep. And then before that, when she was still going, she was like caught asking her aides like about like why she was there. She's like, "What is this one? I don't know. I don't even know what this is." And they had to like tell her like how she was going to vote, basically. And then once she accidentally voted the wrong way,
killing it, doing great.
It's hilarious. Anyways,
this country's not going downhill.
It's all bad, both sides. It's all bad. That's why we're gonna move up into the mountains.
Catch me bringing back planking on TikTok, because that's about the entertainment value that I'm going to provide here pretty soon. Once everything goes to hell, I'll just be planking on a guardrail somewhere.
Planking.
Planking.
Plank.
Planking.
Abe Plankin.
That's going to be my TikTok username. Honest Abe Planking.
Is it my turn?
Oh, you damn right it is.
Bungie
Hey-oh.
has announced a toughened policy targeting third-party peripherals. Peripherals used for cheating. This is the second company that's done this. Was it Call of Duty? Someone did one last week, I think, where they were cracking down on this.
I mean, anybody that has a competitive shooter
Apex
should basically be doing
Legends,
it.
Maybe I don't know. Anyways, in the blog post, Bungie explained that some cheaters use hardware that intends to quote manipulate the game client. These devices are plugged into a computer or console where they can, for example, execute simple scripts or trick the game into giving you extra aim assist, end quote. The studio clarified that it does, however, quote, embrace the use of external accessibility aids that enable an experience the game designers intended, end quote, which is referring to third-party accessibility controllers. Seems to be the new hotness.
Well, when you
Or is it like, I feel like this was an old thing,
it was,
and then it went away, and now it's coming back.
there are always the stuff for like speed triggers and stuff like that.
Do you remember?
The 21st
Actually, you know what? There's probably a better point to bring this up. There is. I'll wait. I'll wait. I abstain.
I'm playing the Earth, Wind, and Fire song after this.
All right, that's fair.
You can't say "Do you remember?" and then not.
Do you remember?
Dude, their bass player, man. What a time to be alive.
I've been trying to find. Maybe you can offer some insight into this.
I always can offer insight, Matt, even if it doesn't make sense.
I have a speaker/horn device at work.
Wait, hold on.
It's a speaker
or a horn?
Well, it's like a.
Those are two different things.
It's essentially a speaker. I mean,
Okay.
they're really. It's, and you manipulate it by sending it a frequency. You know, like
Sure.
Using a frequency generator. I've been trying to find. I fucked with it a little bit. All right, and I know you can make it play fucking songs.
You're gonna make it do the brown note?
I want to find someone who is like, I can just pull a file and run it through like a function generator, a frequency generator, and have it play like the basic tune to like a song.
So you literally just want a vinyl records readout.
Basically.
Yeah.
I don't know what to search to get that. I want something like Africa or something. You know, like something that like you'll hear it and you'll clearly know what it is. You know, you remember online there was that thing where you could like make your car like your old cars that had like the tone when you open the door. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You could put in like a module and it would play like a song or something in that basic.
Yeah, so I think I know what you're looking for. I don't remember the name of the thing, but there was a hard netting.
Okay.
Back on the old Dude Soup.
Okay.
That was a guy that was using old like printers and stuff to make music.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I'm betting if you found something similar, like file wise of that,
because it would be the same
it
concept.
would be very concepty. It'd be the same thing. Okay. I can probably find it. It'll just take me a little bit of my sleuthing ability.
Because I have a test at work, and then part of that test is to make sure that speaker works. And it would be really lovely, because you hear them go off all the time. It would be really lovely if I could get it to play music.
You just started just randomly triggering music.
It would I would probably put in a couple files and have them randomized, so it plays them randomly. And I think it'd get people really, really jazzed up.
I'll also unrelated play for you the playlist I found on Spotify the other day. I think it's called Medieval Lo-Fi. But it's like modern songs all medieval.
Right. Okay. I like it.
So like Harry Styles, Watermelon Sugar, that is in
Medieval.
there, and it's very like it's medieval taverny. And
Mhm.
you're just kind of like, yeah, no, it's definitely the song, yeah, but there's no singing.
It's so weird. I love it.
Let's talk about number 8 then. Speaking of Russia, Nintendo has said it is not affiliated with any companies importing its products into Russia following its ban on sales to that market last year. That's according to a statement issued following reports that Nintendo Russia's general manager Yasha Hadaji had formed a company, Achivka, to import its products into the Russian market. Which one of these was the landmine, Matt? Was it the Russian story or was it Microsoft and Activision Blizzard?
Well,
Because this is
that
about
was a landmine. This is kind of like, I don't know, like a
because this is about to get worse.
like a thermonuclear bomb or something.
Hadaji is said to be the majority owner, along with minority owner Ksenia Kachalova. What? Kachalova. There we go. Nailed it. Who is reportedly also corporate events manager at Nintendo Russia. Achivka's listed legal address is also the same as Nintendo Russia's headquarters. Nintendo did say that it may work with Hadaji's company to service existing customers in Russia. So, hey, we're not affiliated, but we might work with his company. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Also, I didn't realize how much of like it's not an oxymoron, but it's one of those where like it's not a threat, it's a promise type vibes. The words Nintendo Russia are.
Yeah. It's weird.
Like Sony America, Sony Japan, Nintendo Russia, and you're like, that one doesn't seem real. Like of all the you just start kind of listing out all the things that are one of these things that isn't like the other, and you're like, that's Nintendo Russia.
Oh, wild Nintendo. Oh, Russia. What are we going to do with you? Naughty, naughty Russia. Anyways. Now we're into these short things that we may or may not have written full paragraphs on.
You telling me. Like 30 things in this list.
Google has been fined $31.88 million by South Korea's antitrust regulator for blocking the release of mobile games on a competing platform. Rude? Microsoft has announced yet another 10-year commitment. This time, it's with mobile and internet service provider EE. EE is actually a UK-based mobile and internet service provider. It's not clear what this deal will entail, as EE doesn't offer its own game streaming platform. So I don't know what that means. Maybe they'll bring Game Pass to it. I don't know how they do that.
Ooh, interesting. I like that idea, though.
Koji Kondo's Super Mario Bros. Theme is now in the U.S. National Recording Registry.
What?
That's how you say his name? Koji Kondo?
No, I believe you, but like, what does that mean?
There's a U.S. National Recording Registry. It's like kind of like the National Library. So
okay.
they put a copy of it there.
Sure.
So like it'll exist forever.
One of those thoughts.
Yes.
I mean, I know what the National Library is, but also that's just not how. That's a ruined national treasure for people, but like that's not how it really works.
Ubisoft Plus, the publisher's monthly subscription service, is now available on Xbox consoles for $18 a month.
Yeah, let's be real clear about something. That's a ripoff.
That is horrendous.
If you ever paid for that instead of Game Pass, you're a sociopath. Psychopath?
I don't know.
You're a path.
You're a path of some kind.
You're
Milestone.
You're a path is a great insult.
Milestone has announced the motorcycle racing game Ride 5.
What?
For PlayStation 5, Xbox Series,
there
and
were 4
PC.
other ones?
It'll launch on August 24th.
The only motorcycle game I know. Now, is this like motorcycle racing? Or
yeah, it's kind of like MotoGP.
Or like American Chopper.
It's like MotoGP.
Okay, so the only game that I know exists is TT Isle of Man.
There used to be MotoGP, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, in 2007.
Listen, don't break my heart.
Matt, it's been a while since we got to wander the.
Don't go breaking my heart. Sony held a state of play event for Final Fantasy 16. I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
I didn't even know it happened. That's how little it got covered in my new Twitter feed.
I'll tell you what. Twitter.
Is it
I
a
don't
sh-
know.
is it a
I don't.
shit-
I've never used Twitter enough to see the difference.
Oh God, it's fucking.
But
terrible, man.
I'm sure it's awful. My YouTube feed has been just horrendous to the point of like I'm like beyond frustrated with it.
My algorithm has started to get a little fucked up, but I reset it every now and then by just accidentally leaving it on all night to like something
Interesting.
like because I'll fall asleep to YouTube being on the TV, and it's just like whose line is it anyway? So it's just like okay, it kind of resets itself a little bit because all it plays all night is whose line is it anyway or British comedy shows.
Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy was announced for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
One more time.
Trine
There was a
5. That's all the comments that I saw for these news articles was like there was a 3 and a 4.
I remember trying 3, and everybody being like, "Man, it doesn't feel like trying." But I do not remember trying 4.
Well, there's a 4 and a 5.
Trine
now.
was one of those always in a Steam sale game.
Okay.
Always front page Steam sale.
Okay.
It was like, hey, look, do you like this type of game? Then try Trine. Do you like this type of game? Try Talos Principle. It's like the same thing.
Hot Wheels Unleashed has sold over 2 million copies. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed single player has been announced. Armored Core 6, that's not 4, that's a 6. Armored Core 6 Fires of the Rubicon has been rated in South Korea. Do you remember
The 21st night of September.
Do you remember Steel Battalion?
Yes.
And the controller.
Yeah. It was like it wasn't a fighting stick, but it was
It was
like
a
a
whole
massive gamepad.
Yep. Okay. Check it.
Yeah, you
That
want to
came
know
up
why?
today
Do you
in
want to know
conversation.
why I remember Steel Battalion?
Why?
Because of the quintessential gamer.
Oh. He
One
had it.
Lawrence Sontag.
Do you have it and play it, or
No, but I
is it like a joke?
I believe him and Bruce were going back and forth about something one day, and he's like, "No, you're thinking of Steel Battalion."
Oh.
So
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
It came up in conversation. We were talking about it, and we looked up photos of it because I couldn't remember what it looked like.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
remember that
it's-
existed.
Yeah, it's massive.
It is, but if you look at it now, you'd probably be like, it's a lot more ridiculous than you remember it being a lot more ridiculous than it probably actually is.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's the same thing even for like the Duke controller.
Yes.
Which then the moment you put one in your hand, you go, "How the fuck did you ever play with this?"
100% true. There was a psycho that we played Halo with that preferred the Duke controller.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
This is also coming from me who played GameCube with a bunch with like all the mini controllers that you get from Mad Cats. And I like preferred that.
The Mad Cats. Oh my god, they still around, aren't they?
I think they got bought by somebody.
Did they get bought by the Roccat or whatever? ROCCOT?
Roccat.
Roccat. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. They might have. I thought they got bought by somebody, but I don't remember who.
Mad Cats.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Remember,
I had it specifically. It was a green see-through one, and it was a mini controller that was like this big. I think it might still be upstairs.
Remember that like cheat thing? What was it? Shark
Cards?
Shark cards?
Well, no, Shark Cards are GTA.
Game Shark.
Game Shark, yeah. I think we were still selling Game Shark in Target, by the way. Like at the end of our time.
I think it was like it morphed into something weird.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's fucked up. Anyways.
Because there was things you stopped putting cartridges in, so
Mhm.
that went away.
Wow, what a world we live in. According to Jez Corden, whoever that is, the Xbox 2 of the Xbox 2 podcast,
It's a jazz accordion.
Blizzard's unannounced Odyssey survival game is nearing completion.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't like... You're not seeing that until 2025. Why are we talking about it? You have a better chance of seeing 2 games before that. One being Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, which might be getting brought up here in a minute.
Yep.
And Skull and Bones.
That's fair. I thought you were going to come in with something outlandish, and I was going to be like, I don't know about
To be
that.
fair, those are both pretty outlandish because one got delayed a year and the other one is a joke.
Yeah. But they're still coming.
They should
One would
should
think.
both be out before Blizzard's game.
I hope they're not.
Before Blizzard.
I hope they're not. I hope Blizzard comes in and does what I want every studio to do, which is
Blow
basically
the doors off.
yes, blow my doors in. Oh, it's got weird.
I don't think anybody ever says blow my doors in. I think it's usually blow the doors off.
Shh.
Yeah,
I
really
hope-
blow them in.
I hope they just show up somewheres. I don't know, where would they show up and announce this? Do they do when's BlizzCon?
I really hope they blow my socks on. The BlizzCon, they still haven't announced it yet.
It'd be great if they just show up over the summer and they're like, by the way, this is a game. It's coming out this fall. Here you go. Boom.
People would lose their shit.
You got phones?
Yeah, they can't pull that again. They can't pull that again because there's actually no way for them to do it that's even tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Unless it was them like silently assassinating the same guy that said it in the same breath. Like if he from the audience yelled, "Don't you have phones?" and then somebody live just straight up actually punched him in the face, is the only way they can do that again.
There you go. He has
Or
spoken.
or threw all their phones at him and attempted to cause him physical
Stoned
harm.
him to death.
Yeah.
Death with cell phones. Just over a month before it was due to arrive on shelves, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been pushed back into next year, specifically February 2nd, 2024. Jez Corden, same guy we just fucking talked about,
Dude, Jazz doing a lot.
claims he has heard part of the reason for the delay was to remove the always online requirement.
Good fucking idea.
Should have done that 8 months ago.
How's that take you a year? I know I said part of the thing, but like, what are the other parts?
It's a mystery.
Not that weird battle pass and gameplay stuff you showed off?
One could hope that they're getting rid of that as well. Elden Ring and Dark Souls series creator Hidetaka Miyazaki, don't know how to say his first name, but whatever, is one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people for 2023.
Pretty cool.
That is cool. Amnesia the Bunker has been delayed to May 23rd. Redfall will only have a 30 FPS quality mode on Xbox at launch, while 60 FPS will be added later. This was a little bit contentious since most of the footage and marketing shown so far has been in a 60 FPS mode.
I don't understand why this is a thing.
I don't know either. I don't know why anything's a thing anymore. We should just give up.
Ooh, let's go for philosophical again. Why are we here?
To suffer.
Ooh, the Eightfold Path thing again? We always end up on that. Every
We're
time you
here
bring
to
up
suffer.
suffering.
And there's a greater being who just wants us to suffer, and that's why.
Ooh, that's not how that path works, I think.
It's fine.
No, so like
Feeds off our energy. We power someone's car.
we just Dragon Ball Z energy bomb with all our negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't understand why anything is releasing at 30.
I don't remember what I said. Oh, 30 FPS.
Why?
Because people, it's a common. Well,
No, it's not.
at some point
Mm.
in the past 5 years, there was mass amnesia across all developers, and everyone forgot how to optimize games. I'm really confused on it as well. I don't know what the fuck's going on,
I just picture them all being in like
but
one of
no
those-
one can make a goddamn game that. Let me hit you with this one. I didn't put it in the doc, but you got me going now.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what game went gold recently?
No Man's
Lord of the
Sky.
Rings Gollum. Do you want
Oh,
me to
yeah.
tell you what GPU is recommended if you want to play it at 1440p?
1440p GPU recommended. Which maker? NVIDIA?
It's an NVIDIA.
Okay. A 750.
They recommend for 1440p Lord of the Rings Gollum an RTX 3080.
What?
Exactly. At what point did everyone just forget that games need to be optimized in some fashion?
That game could run on a cell phone. On a Qualcomm chip.
Not if you don't optimize it.
I could draw that game and make it look better than it would.
You could run it on a fucking Etch-a-Sketch. Like,
true. My Commodore 64 wouldn't even smoke.
I think it's a conspiracy.
You think hardware and software are in cahoots?
Yeah, why else would companies come out with GPUs being $1,600?
That's true. That's true. There's got to be a back end catch.
There's something going on here.
Those companies are up to something.
Nah, it does.
I agree. We should abolish the stock market.
We should. We should just go back to bartering.
Exactly. I have 5 apples. Would you like these apples? I
would
like
like
the cheese you have. We'll trade apples for cheese. Perfect. It's a great time.
Yeah.
That's how simple it should be to open a business in this country.
We'd be fucked because we have nothing to offer.
Just to fully finish the Ron Swanson quote.
Yeah. Here's a wild one. Elder Scrolls Online has 22 million players. Kind of crazy.
I always wonder with MMO numbers.
Like what that means.
WoW stopped reporting them years ago.
Yeah.
We know why.
Yeah.
But we know Final Fantasy was going nuts with when their last big DLC, I believe, came out, and like they had to stop selling it because it was so popular.
Yeah.
But I never know. Does that mean just accounts, just users? Does that mean?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know either. I mean,
like, does that obviously doesn't mean necessarily concurrent, but does that mean 22 million unique users in a 2-month period?
I don't know.
Even that alone would be a massive number. That's insane.
I don't know, but I know they specified that the last expansion they added 2 million users.
Right, but what does that mean?
I don't know, but at least it's some sort of context where it's like, okay,
Right, so they had
in
20
that
million
window
before that.
Yeah, it was 20 million before that, and then in that window they gained
They just
2 million
gained
more.
2 million more people.
I don't know.
I mean, I like to just gain $2 million, but you see how
I don't know.
it's not
Like,
that easy.
what if Blizzard all of a sudden like this is the number of unique accounts created for WoW?
Yeah, well, I mean, what if there is ever the chance that Blizzard just wants to slap their dick down again and be like, cute, 22 million. We haven't told anybody because we're back over 55 now that we added it to Game Pass. Fuck you. And you're like, you said, how many? You sick fucks.
They're like, you
All I'm saying
remember,
is they added
you know
control.
that crazy stat where they were saying 3.7 billion game consumers?
3.7 billion Game Pass subscribers. Therefore, WoW subscribers. Fuck you. We win.
That'd be funny. A patent expert has written an article showing that in official patents dating back to as far as 2011, Sony has referred to Microsoft and Nintendo products as inferior. He called Sony's wording against other companies gratuitous, stupid, childish, and unprofessional.
Ooh, childish
There
is a good
was
one.
examples. It was pretty fun. I didn't want to get too crazy. But if I don't understand how, like, I know a formal patent officer or whatever looked at this patent and said that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, those are always.
Yeah.
Also, do you think a patent officer gets a badge?
I don't know how do patents.
Like, do you think you get to walk into a bar and you're like, listen, I'm a patent officer, and I'm going to need to see the patent for that drink?
Patents are crazy, just in general. That's all I got to say about that.
It's funnier because they can expire,
They can expire.
which is weird. How
You
does
can-
how does a thought expire?
You can re-up it. How can you claim to have a thought?
Ooh. Shit.
How can you claim to own a thought?
How do you kill that which has no life?
Half-Life Alyx's campaign is
oh god, we need that on a shirt. How can you claim a thought?
there probably is a shirt, and it's probably like anti-patent. Like,
No, it's probably how can you claim a thought? It's probably on like one of the weird shirt sites for $75.
probably. Half-Life Alyx's campaign is now fully playable in non-VR through the Half-Life Alyx no VR mod.
It's such a weird mod. Like I get it for, people wanting to be able to play it and whatever, but like it's such a weird.
Yeah.
We took this entire VR game and made it not VR. I took this entire car and drove it into the water. It's a boat. Like, boat cars were weird, man.
They were weird. Yeah, cool, sort of.
Like it was cool, but when were you ever when were you gonna ever leverage that? You're just gonna drive to the lake one day and be like, I'm gonna drive in, I don't want to die.
You know what? You know where I could see it being
like the worst
wildly
would it be
convenient
the worst suicide vehicle?
is
Florida
no.
with all the flooding? Because that
What
was
if
the
you
joke there.
what if you own like, I don't know, a private island in the Adirondacks or something, and it only has boat access?
Then I'm helicoptering in, because if in order to own that island, I'm gonna have a lot of money to begin with.
There was an island for sale for $500,000.
That sounds about right.
Which honestly, if you've seen home prices, that sounds like a steal to me.
When I drove up to Burlington
Mm-hmm.
for one of the best weekends I've had in a while.
Yep.
Unrelated. Drove up there through the backwoods of old New York.
Old New York.
Pioneers used to ride these babies for miles, and I got up there, and still in New York, Adirondack Park, weaving through, it's just trees.
Trees for all the eye can see.
Every house up there's got solar power because there's probably not a power grid.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's just trees,
Outhouses.
trees, outhouses, gardens. Like, I'm off the grid.
Yeah, like homestead.
Toothless yokels and shacks, and it's a whole thing.
Yep.
And then I came up to like a lake, and as we know from Pioneer days, water, people.
Yeah.
So I drove through like a town. Town's got a bridge. Busy-ish town. Got all your shops.
Yeah.
Get away from town. I'm maybe now 20 minutes away, and I'm going around the lake.
Yes.
The houses that are on this lake,
Amazing.
clearly in the millions.
Oh yeah.
Nightmarish to get to unless you had a helicopter. Because you would just be dry. Like, if you flew into either Albany or like Burlington or wherever, you're still probably an hour something drive to get to your lake house.
They either have helicopters or the old pontoon plane.
Or trains underground.
Had them the whole time, told no one else about them.
Exactly.
Fuckers.
Stations are right beneath the house.
You rich people. Ugh.
Hop onto the one
Someday
bullet train that's in the U.S. that takes you from a random lake in upstate New York
Someday we'll eat you.
down to LaGuardia, and you just fly away.
Wild.
But yeah, for $500,000 for an island with nothing on it, I assume.
No, actually, it had like camps and stuff on it.
Oh, fuck that! I'd buy that island right now.
Had docks. Had
Why didn't
multiple
we
docks.
buy the island?
Multiple. I said the people I was with, I was like, we should buy this. We should split it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it. And they were like, I don't got that money.
What
laying
travel
around.
time do you and I need at that point?
They're like, I don't
I'm
got
just
that
gonna
money
walk
laying around.
over to
And I'm
Matt's
like,
house.
that's fair. I don't have that money either.
Yeah, but when we have the money as a group, it's just called one big fucking loan. The same way you buy a house now.
Big brain.
You
over
take
here.
it from a bank who also doesn't have the money that they then give you, who also doesn't have the money to purchase the thing that no one had the money for the first time. That's the real problem when you really think about it. Are we doing this?
I went through this recently because we went to the bank. We went to the bank because we wanted to open a bank account for the little offspring.
Ah, yeah.
We're like, oh, we'll put some money in there for him.
Here you go, little one. Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah. So we opened a bank account, and I,
turns around, buys an island.
I'm making small talk. Inflation's going up, doom and gloom, and I asked the guy, and I was like, hey, how you guys doing? How's the
Did
market?
right as you ask that, the vault door behind him opened into just spiders and cobwebs?
Bullion. And he went off. He's like, no, he's like, we're doing great. We've lended. This was the thing. He said, we're doing great, followed by the statement, we lended more money this year than we ever have a year previously.
That's not.
And in my head, I'm thinking,
that's not how that works. That's really bad.
I'm thinking, like, I get where you're coming from by saying that, being like, oh,
that's bootlicking.
But then I'm like, that's not good if things don't go well.
Yeah, no, that is 100% bootlicking. That is you saying, no, us as a company, we're doing great. We have all these customers that we're giving money to. And meanwhile, you didn't answer my question of, where's all your money?
Where's the money? So, needless to say, we changed banks. No, I'm just kidding.
I walked out for somebody that was honest with me.
It was an interesting conversation. Jason Schreier, though.
Oh, all right. Way to bring us back on.
He's saying Spider-Man 2 is releasing in September.
That sounds about. I believe that though.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we heard that. We had rumors of that before.
Yeah. Microsoft. Oh, this is a good one. Microsoft is exploring early concepts around a Windows 11 handheld mode for devices like the Steam Deck.
Okay. I mean, they have Windows 10 tablet mode, so I'm just curious what the true difference is. But I'm sure 11 has a tablet mode as well.
I know everyone loves the Surface, and like there's other like tab, that runs great, but it's just I still have that aversion to Windows being on something anything other than a PC.
You want to know what would work great on the Steam Deck though with Windows?
What?
The calculator app.
You're a fucking twat. A dirty twat.
I can't believe you didn't fucking
Steam
see
OS
that.
probably.
I can't believe you didn't fucking see that coming.
Steam OS probably has a better calculator.
Not even Steam OS. Steam itself probably has an amazing free calculator app that you can download, and it's got like a full scientific fucking calculator for you.
I'm gonna Google why.
There's same way that there's that you want to build a budget or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's budgeting tax software on Steam. I'm sure there's a calculator.
There's the the anime.
Sure. What do you know on? what do you got there, Matt?
It's not full hentai. All right, I'm sorry. They have the anime.
I swear, I only saw 3 tentacles.
They have the anime tax game. We didn't talk about it, I don't think, but last week or 2 weeks ago.
We did.
It's essentially a game that's like an anime, like like the dating sim ones, stuff, the goofy ones that
usually like Hateful Boyfriend and stuff like that. Yeah.
Someone made one that helps you do your taxes.
Oh, I might have seen the like news articles for it, but
because there was like, don't push your info in. And,
and
the guy was like, no, it's okay.
There were like a lot of
just
weird.
Like, I don't know about this
because it was like was it like an anime girl that was like supposed to be like helping you walk through it? Yeah, okay. I think I saw the images.
Yep.
I didn't see it on Steam, but I saw all the articles.
Yeah, I think it got removed from Steam.
Oh.
According to job listings posted on Hangar 13's LinkedIn, the next iteration of the Mafia franchise will feature, quote, engaging stealth and combat gameplay loops, end quote. What the fuck?
It's so entertaining.
Normal Nate, and then I look over and we got fucking Greco-Roman Nate over there with his fucking Caesar haircut.
E tu, Brutus. I'm curious what they do with Mafia because the remasters were not remasters.
There was also mention of multiplayer and stuff too. So
yeah, which I don't really care about. That's not.
Yeah,
that's not a. I just need a good Mafia story, and the last time you had one was Mafia 2. Actually, Mafia 3, I really liked the story, but the gameplay loop sucked.
I started Googling why the iPhone calculator, like, I was going to say.
Did you even finish after halfway through calculator, or did it auto finish?
It auto finished, so why is the iPhone calculator so bad? So good. Anyways, here we go. Sony filed a patent that talks about regulating player emotion by incorporating a system that filters out in-game voice chat for negativity such as hate speech. And I'm going to read the quote.
Call of Duty lobbies are going to get muted.
This is a quote from the patent.
Oh boy.
During a communication session, the system monitors for emotional states and triggers moderation rules based on the player's emotional profile. The system can modify the presentation of messages in accordance with the moderation action specified by the player's emotional profile. This technology can be used to prevent negative emotions, such as anger or bullying language, from affecting a player's mental health or sensory processing conditions. So it'll basically be like, oh, Matt's getting angry. Let me turn off the voice chat so he doesn't get angrier when someone calls him a little bitch.
There's a couple things.
Okay.
I'll start with the one that's specific to the Matt problem. The voice chat's not the problem. You need to turn off the console.
What if it turns itself off?
Yeah, if it just turned itself off.
Self-preservation. It's like,
you don't need to play anymore. And it won't let you turn it back on for 30 minutes. It's like,
cool down.
Take a lap.
That might make me angrier.
Yeah, I know, but like that's what it would need essentially.
Oh, this is gonna make me so angry. Continue.
Because, sure, it's annoying to hear the child in your headset screaming at you that you're a terrible person or that he's done some weird unspeakable act to a family pet or something. But like are you okay? You just turn it sideways and it adds more zeros? You want to know how dumb iPhone is? You want to know how dumb Apple is?
See, these quirks on their own, if iOS was as stable and reliable as it used to be and had the quirks, I'd take it. But it's lost something.
Steve Jobs?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's, it's just gotten,
Did it lose its
it's
turtleneck
lost
and chain?
its sheen. Not as Martin Sheen or Charlie Sheen, but like the sheen.
It could have lost its Charlie Sheen and probably been better off.
Yeah, it's lost a couple of CDs.
It lost its turtleneck and chain.
Anyways,
Lazy Sunday. Yeah, but it's mainly I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because first off, it's not gonna affect me at all.
no, probably. Honestly, they probably won't implement anything.
No, that's the same way that I don't think they're gonna implement the controller thing either for the hot and cold.
No.
But it's typical with normally what we see from them is that they file patents for everything. Was it the connector, whoever that was filing patents for watching your body temperature and whatever for whatever you were watching? So if you got, you're into something and your body starts rising, they're like, hey, you really like this, huh? You really like this, oh my God, this Red Lobster commercial? Cheddar Bay biscuits? Mm-hmm.
Cheddar Bay biscuits. Unlimited breadsticks at Olive Garden.
Moister than an oyster.
Oysters.
Yapaki-kaba the haba. So yeah, I don't know. The implementation is kind of whatever. It's still a weird. I've always said if they want to police voice chat, turn it off. And make it only parties. Just don't allow voice chat in games and only for people that are in party. Problem solved. Then you've at least agreed to be with the nightmare. Same way that I get into a lobby and I just mute everybody because I'm not listening to people.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, just don't use it. If you care that much, just don't use it.
I mean, you're so right for that. The kids would call that a based take.
they're getting wild over there. I don't
Not
know.
getting younger.
I don't know. I don't know all this new hip talk.
That frat episode really did it to me.
Oh God, made him.
You guys want to talk about the filibuster?
Gave him the juice.
Want to talk about the filibuster?
Juiced them up. Cliff
No, they
Bleszinski.
didn't give me the juice. That's the problem.
Oh, was the juice worth the squeeze?
He usually isn't.
Cliff Bleszinski
Speaking of Cliffy B.
said on Twitter, just got a text from my lawyer about Lawbreakers.
Interesting.
Stay tuned.
I don't know what that means. That game's been dead for years.
Yeah. Right there with you. No fucking idea.
It literally existed for like a month.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Cliff B.
Kenny and I.
Hot
Kenny,
take? Hot take?
Ooh.
Cliffy B. Overrated.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Okay.
I think that's kind of how most people feel at this
That's
point.
a take. It's a take.
Yeah. I think before Lawbreakers and like the own studio stuff and was it Paradise Sunrise or Paradise Sunset, whatever the battle royale that he tried to make, High Rise Paradise, whatever it was. He had a battle royale that came out like right after Lawbreakers, and then that kind of fizzled out too.
Mm-hmm.
But after both those, I think like the overrated thing is kind of what everybody thinks for the most part. But I mean, Lawbreakers itself, I had a lot of fun playing it, and Kenny and I were really good at it, but you could tell like very quickly they weren't balancing stuff fast enough and whatever, so there became like just characters and champions that were better than whatever. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and then they turned it off.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It just kind of, which I got that same sentiment from what I read online and stuff like that. So, and last and least, Wall Street Journal is reporting that Sega is nearing a deal to acquire Angry Bird maker Rovio for, would you like to take a guess how much money? If you were Sega, how much would you pay for Rovio?
Oh man, if I was Sega,
Mm-hmm. Should I see if what Rovio's been doing? Or they do anything other than
their 18th version of Angry Birds. I don't know. If I was Sega, I feel like I would make a bad decision. And I would overpay what their actual market value probably was. I feel like if I'm Microsoft and I bought Rovio, I buy them for less than I bought Bethesda. But I feel like if I'm Sega, it's not in the billions, right? We're in the millions. We're in the billions. Okay, all right. No, that actually there was no emotion there. Interesting. All right. Remind me what Microsoft bought Bethesda for. $7 billion?
I want to say 4, but I could be confusing it with Lucasfilms because I know Lucasfilms.
Lucas was 4.
Lucas was 4.
The whole Lucas Disney thing was 4, and that was our biggest joke, is that you could have had Lucasfilms and arts and everything for $4 billion. And instead, somebody, who was it? I can't remember what the other deal was that happened at like the same time. We started just maniacally laughing.
Why? Phone.
iPhone having a great track record tonight.
7.5.
7.5. Okay. Oh,
And that's ZeniMax.
right.
So-
Which encompasses Bethesda and
Yeah,
all the other
yeah.
studios. But
Just
Was
bringing up
7
that they got more than Bethesda.
yeah, so 7.5 billion for that run. So if I'm Sega and I'm stupid because I have Sonic, I would pay 8.3 billion.
It was kind of a rough. Asking if you were in the billions or millions was a rough question because it's exactly 1 billion.
Okay.
So it was a rough.
I was going to say, because if I'm being Sega and I'm really stupid, then I'm overpaying. I think 1 billion is still pretty high, but not like unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing is like it seems high to me, but I'm out of the mobile loop, and Angry Birds is just like I don't know if it's so relevant.
I don't think it's like that relevant anymore, but it's
Mhm.
still
It's probably making
It's
bank
probably-
still.
it's probably still making bank. There's so many versions of it that is like Star Wars Angry Birds and whatever else.
Yeah,
They have movies.
Jesus,
They
forgot
had
about that.
they had all the like the toy stuff and whatever, and I'm sure it is a like consistently played game where like when you look at Activision Blizzard, you forget about King who owns Candy Crush, and in that same vein where you're like, there's a lot to be like monetarily gained. So 1 billion is not as ridiculous as I clearly thought it was going to be when I said 8.3. But Sega's also in the same camp of people I would one of the publishers I would least be able to predict what they were ever going to do.
I don't know what's the deal with Sega is.
Exactly. Sega
Like-
and Konami, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
Yeah, that's Konami's right there too. Which even Sega's they're probably the same fucking company, really, because I'm assuming Sega does the fucking
Yeah.
the slot machine shit and stuff like that as well,
yeah.
things
so it's
like that.
I can predict Embracer Group, and I can predict Microsoft, I can predict Sony, Ubisoft, EA, all these other, all these things I can get within at least a stone's throw of whatever they're going to do. And then you throw me into Japan, and I'm like, absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Not only Japan, Sega and Konami, which Konami lost their biggest person and hasn't been able to figure it out since, and Sega, which at this point has the cheap consoles around Christmas and Sonic, and that is it.
Yeah, at the same time, they could throw a curveball and all of a sudden come out with like
$1 billion.
yeah,
Casually. It's probably all that fucking Yakuza. Anyway,
nice.
was that it?
That's it.
So it's been a week. What you been up to?
Nothing.
Cool.
Big old fat nada.
I think it's actually been 6 days. I don't remember.
Yeah, 6 days. Done nothing productive other than try to survive.
Is that new Netflix series?
No,
Try to survive.
try to survive. Yeah.
It's like Naked and Afraid, but just for real life.
Mandalorian's starting to finally get better, so that's a thing.
How many more episodes are left?
One.
that's what's like. When you say start to get better, I was like, it's got to be the end of the season then.
Yep. One. That's all I got. I canceled my subscription to Apple Music, so I tried that out. Hated it. I think I'm going to try Spotify next. See if it can spot my fi. Yeah. What have you been up to? What do you got? The show, obviously. How's that going? Got any review notes?
Like if I was gonna review it,
Yeah, anything. You got things you hate, things you love, things they change that you think are
I
questionable.
still haven't figured out why there's
the
why
delay.
why I perceive delay in Conquest when I feel like it was faster last year, and I haven't like loaded up the old one to prove that I'm right or anything, but it feels like Conquest simmed faster last year, which is definitely true from last year to the PS4 when it was 100%. You could very much see the change.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm used to it, and I feel like we took a slight step backwards instead of the same or a slight step forward. I don't know if I'm correct in that, but I feel that.
Well, you should like tweet at the studio and be like, "What gives, bros?"
Yeah, that's my vibe. I do that a lot. I'd come on here and complain, and then leave it up to somebody else to say something.
I just want an answer. All right, I want to know why they're slowing shit down. All right, is it a conspiracy? Are they in with the fucking GPU vendors on this one? Are they in the let's not optimize our game tribe?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Because they tried to release it on PS4 still and whatever.
Let it die.
Exactly. Let old consoles die. Oh, but
Let it go.
People can't afford the new one. Fuck them.
Fuck them. I mean-
upgrade or die. Adapt or die. You know, we move forward.
I guess
we move forward as
the
a
PS4
society.
is not that much cheaper, really.
Exactly. We move forward, not backward. Except in other ways. The otherwise it's been fine for me. I've enjoyed it. I saw in I think it was an IGN article that or closer to launch, so maybe like 2 weeks ago, that said something like after not much of a revolution last year, this year they really knocked it out of the park in terms of MLB The Show, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I have a hard time looking at news nowadays for that exact reason.
Oh, for sure. I did not click into the article because I saw that headline and was like,
I'm out. Yeah.
No, absolutely no way. If it was, hey, it's another sports game, here's some changes, then I'd be like, I'm in. I'll read the article. Because let's be honest. Unless you're telling me you're going to compare, say, like FIFA 03 to FIFA 22, where I can see a clear difference, you will not be able to convince me ever that FIFA 23, which doesn't exist, compared to FIFA 22, or I guess FIFA 23 does exist, but FIFA 24 won't exist. 23 to 22, that there were massive changes.
I can't wait for the FC game to come out
Yeah, it'll be September.
and it to be identical to the FIFA game.
Yeah, just the same way that Football Manager is, where it just randomly is no longer team names and logos.
Mm-hmm.
It's back to being like PES was, where
Yeah.
it was just Manchester red and blue.
Didn't they get the teams licensing though, individually?
I some of them, but they might not have gotten all of them. Which is where like the FIFA brand covers that problem.
Wow.
A lot of wow.
A lot of wow.
2 weeks by the time this goes up. 2 weeks left for the new patch. New patch is coming on May 2nd.
That new patches and like new raid as well.
Yep.
Okay.
New raid will be May 9th. The old, hey, it drops 1 week. Here we go. So yeah, two more weeks, and then that happens. My potential return to stardom might happen.
Oh, snap.
We'll see. Still kind of pondering it.
Oh, snap. That's lit.
Ooh, good reference. He's in Italy, I think, right now.
Really?
Yeah. He took a picture outside the Coliseum saying that he was looking for a new spot for the Sandlot. I love Coach Ballgame.
Yeah, he's pretty wholesome.
I want to hang out with him.
I would also hang out with Coach Ballgame.
I want to just say you want to have a catch. And then I just participate in his Sandlot like I'm a small child. He gives me a nickname and I run those bases.
Listen, he could probably make a substantial amount of money as if he ran an adult Sandlot, but did exactly what he does with kids, but makes adults pay for it. Then he uses that to fund his Sandlot.
Yeah, I'd sign up. I'd do it.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. Just we're adults this time.
Yep.
Nothing changes.
Yeah,
Treat me the
but you
exact
don't
same.
acknowledge it like you're...
Call me Cinnamon Toast Crunch and I run those bases. I don't care.
Yep.
It'd be a great time.
Yeah.
I'm living up childhood again.
Yep.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't have a Little League coach like that.
No. I don't think people do nowadays.
That's true. Be a fun time. So, Coach Ballgame, if you're listening, if you want to do a Sandlot for adults, I will fly to wherever you host it. And I am on record saying that. I will do it.
How much money would you pay?
As long as he's in the U.S., I will fly to the event.
Would you pay for it?
Pay for the event?
Yes.
I don't know what he normally charges. If he charges, actually.
I don't think he charges anything. That's kind of the wild thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, he should charge adults, but then just treat it exactly the same way.
So if let's say it's a 3-day event,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe 2 afternoons. I don't know how it like normally works. We'll say it's a 3-day thing, because I think he might run 3 Sandlots technically. But if it was the same group and you were there for 3 days, like you were there on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a weekend event type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
how much would I pay for that? A couple hundred.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
We did the beer camp thing, and it was basically a similar concept to what you were describing, but with beer.
Yeah.
You do some seminars, you try some beer.
But I'm saying like a couple hundred just for like the tickets to the thing.
Yeah.
Like, lodging.
It was it could be a 3-day thing, could be a 2-day thing.
Yeah.
And when we did it, it was when we would sign up early and get the best deal. It was $250.
Yeah.
So in that realm,
lodging's on you, travel's on you, everything like that. But tickets to doing it are X amount. Bring your glove, bring whatever.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It'd be just a cool like baseball retreat essentially.
Nice. You want to hear something ridiculous?
The same way that certain people do their fantasy drafts at like locations.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Jake is on record of whenever they do their fantasy draft. I think for football, his entire league like goes to Colorado or whatever and like rents a cabin and they hang out for the weekend and then do the draft in person type of thing. Same thing. I just disappear to go to a baseball camp with Coach Ballgame. It's a great time and I come back happy.
Yeah.
An emotion I don't know what it means. But yeah, so otherwise, wow. 2 weeks to decide my fate. Or 2 weeks to at least get a head start on my fate, I guess. And then figure it out from there.
Would you be participating with the old guild?
No.
New.
Moving forward.
Looking for a new one, or you have a new one?
Looking for a new one.
Ooh, boy. So exciting.
I know, it's your
The
favorite time. It's your favorite time. Nate has to socialize again. Let's hear the stories. No, we kind of had was it maybe Tuesday night? I don't remember if it was Tuesday or like Monday. We were having a conversation in our Discord about like,
was it a come to Jesus?
No, not like a come to Jesus. not a come to Jesus moment. But like everybody was just kind of like talking about their plans for next patch because they're now on the clock. They technically have 4 raid nights left to try to finish the raid, and they are on the final boss, but they are not halfway through.
Crunch time, baby.
So they only have 4 nights left because they only raid 2 nights a week and 2 weeks left. So we've been like, I've been just watching. I've always been watching. I'm the watcher in the night.
Yeah.
I am the gargoyle statue on the side of the building. And they were talking about that and whatever, and we were just kind of like ping-ponging like random raid things, and some people were talking in the other Discord, some people were talking about like, hey, when 10.1 comes out, are we all going to get back together and like raid or whatever? Because they haven't raided since they killed Heroic. And people were like, I literally don't know. I have no concept of plans or time or anything. And I was just like, ooh. And so then people were talking about how much of the old group moved in with the new group because the new group lost so many people.
Mm-hmm.
So now the old group is just roughly the same, but wearing nicer clothes.
Yeah.
And I was joking around with them because the whole reason 2 of them had left is because they didn't want to deal with them anymore.
Yeah.
But now they've all slowly kind of like moved over
Seeped
there anyway.
back in, yeah.
So I literally said, hey, man, next raid here, seeing how it's already this, you 2 better start looking for a new guild again. And they were talking about like, am I going to find something or is Buck going to find something or whatever? And I was like, I might, but if I do it, like I can't do it with the homies.
Yeah.
It's almost at this point where it's like I have to keep them separate. Like you keep work separate from your daily life.
Mm-hmm.
I keep raiding and dungeons separate at this point because I don't want to hear all the like. I think it was this morning or this morning plus afternoon in the Discord was them discussing all of their raid strats with a bunch of people who never gave a shit up until like 2 days ago. With people that have been sitting there like thinking about all these things that they're saying, and I'm just reading it like I don't want to. Luckily, it doesn't affect me, but I don't want to have I don't want to sit around having these conversations.
Yeah.
I want to be able to show up, do my job, and leave.
Yeah.
Like that's the raid leader figure out, not me. I'm just low on the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the volleyball thing. I just want to be able to show up and play and leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to figure everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've done it before. I'll do it again, but I don't want to. At
Yeah.
the beginning, I don't want to walk in with that scenario. So they're like, "Oh yeah, you should try for like going for like a hard." I say a hardcore guild in quotes, just one that's like semi more serious and isn't dicking off between every single pull. And I was like, yeah, but there's reasons. There's tipping scales every time you do certain things.
I mean,
I I found a video.
If you're looking for the perfect guild, that probably is a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, exactly.
Where everyone is serious and is there
and is still able to goof around
and is lighthearted.
But the moment the pull starts, business.
Yeah. And finding that's going to be next to impossible if we're all being honest.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then when the pull is done, wiped or otherwise, if we wiped, then it is not 17 people inputting what may have gone wrong.
No, it's
or
like a guy being like,
"Yo, I fucked up there.
What did I do wrong? Or next time I'm going to do this. This is why I fucked up."
Yeah. Or, if there is a 21st man or whatever, raid leader watching, going, "Hey, you can't be there," and that person just going, "Okay, my bad. I'll fix it next time," and just go again. Like, I don't need 30 explanations or defenses of why somebody was in the wrong spot, or, well, what if we tried this or tried this or tried this? It's like, the officers and raid leader can figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not listening to it. I'll just throw music on and play deaf and mute everybody that's not those people having those conversations.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with potentially finding a new group of needle in a haystacking it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind
Hopefully
of.
I hit. Hopefully I find that needle. Hopefully I get stabbed.
I mean,
because that's technically
we've all been stabbed before.
I think that's technically what would happen if you found a needle in a haystack.
Yeah,
that's
probably how you find it. Yeah.
Which I think that's a bad thing, right?
I would think
you found
so.
what you were looking for, but it's a double-edged sword. You got stabbed to do it.
Maybe that's always the thing. Is like the best way to find the needle in the haystack is to just go
Burn
in and
the
get stabbed.
Oh,
okay. If we don't want to keep the hay, that is sustenance for the obvious farm animals at the farm. Because why else would we have a haystack?
Because I put a needle in it.
Jesus Christ!
Where else do you keep your needles? I do appreciate both of our solutions, though. Maybe that is.
Mine's like fucking hurt yourself, and yours like destroy it.
You'll still find the needle. Just burn the hay.
Meanwhile, the smart guy's like, I brought a magnet.
Yeah. There's just one guy. 3 haystacks.
He's got the fucking rolling magnet that you do for like construction sites.
Yeah, there's 3 haystacks, all with one needle in them. You're diving through it until it gets stabbed in your eye. I immediately threw a match, and he's just like, I got it.
And then we run over and kill him. Just,
Oh, yeah. And then we
that.
claim victory. Can't have that guy doing the easy way. Anyway, I think that's it.
I don't have anything left. I'm an empty vessel of nothingness.
Do you want to be full?
Fill me up.
And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.